housework for the middle part of class here. On this packet, on the back side, I did not assign any of these yesterday, but I do want to assign to you, this is the word problem worksheet. I am going to do with you number 2 from the back side here. Okay? It is your responsibility to have number 13 completed. Now I am going to leave that one. If you didn't understand it last night, you need to go back and you need to make sure you have it done. So we're going to do number 2 together, and this is going to be a good practice for one like number 13 here. Okay? You will also be responsible for number 4 on the back side. Okay? So on this word problem worksheet, we're going to do number 2 together. You are responsible for number 4 as well. Okay, so after this video, you need to take some class time and you need to work on number 4. Also, from your practice from last night, now some of you probably have it already finished and it's probably wonderful. Some of you may not have understood it because we didn't do a word problem in class. But you are still responsible for that number 13, so you can go back and complete that one before you turn this homework in. Number 2 on the back side, this one is the one that's called maps. I'm going to read it with you. We're going to set up a picture. Tomorrow on your test, you're not going to have hardly any pictures at all. Okay, so draw pictures, get in the practice of doing that now. Let's draw something to represent this. 3 cities form the vertices of a triangle. The angles of the triangle are 40, 60, and 80. So we have 3 vertices. That's just like 3 points. And these are 3 points on a map. The angles of the triangle that conjoins these 3 cities, 40, 60, and 80. Now, do you know whether the 40 is here or up here or over here? No. Can your picture be different than mine and you still get the right answer? It sure can. You're just going to make a setup. Just put the information that they give you in there. Don't be so concerned that it's exactly in the right spot. You're just making a representation of what's going on. Okay? The 2 most distant cities are 40 miles apart. Now, let's call this city A. Let's call this city B. Let's call this city C. You can always put some letters in there to help you out if you need to. That's great. How do I know what the furthest distance is going to be? How do I know which side is going to be the furthest distance? Well, remember about your angle measures. What is going to make the largest side across from it is going to be the angle that's the biggest angle. Okay, so take a look here. What's your biggest angle out of all 3 of these? Your largest angle is that 80. So that means whatever side is across from that, this angle is wider than the other 2. So this is you can follow this angle. And what side is the side that's opposite? It's this side AB. So this side is going to be your longest side because this angle is your larger angle. So what are we going to put on that piece? Read it again. The 2 most distant cities are 40 miles apart. Okay. You always need a variable on your picture. How close are the 2 closest cities? Your variable needs to go on the thing that you want to find. Okay? How close are the 2 closest cities? So do I need to find the distance between city A and city C? Or am I looking for the distance between city B and city C? Okay? Now use your logic. BC, AC. Which one of these are going to be closer together? Now, I hope that you said BC. This is going to be the one that's closer together than AC. And now, here's a question. Why? You've got to know what it is for sure, and you've got to know why it's that. remember what we're talking about, the angles. Look at them. 40 is across from this BC. 60 is across from AC. So we want the ones that are closest together. So we need the smallest segment. So look at 40 and 60. What's your smallest angle? 40 is your smallest angle. Therefore, the side that's opposite that is going to be smaller. Since this angle is smaller, this side's going to be smaller than that 60. So this is the side we want to find, BC. So we're going to put a variable there. Take a look at what we have. Do we have a right triangle? No. So let's either use law of sines or law of cosines. Which one should it be? Look at your angles. If you're given only one angle, then that's when you have to use the law of cosines. If you're given two or more, this is where we use the law of sines. Now, which angles are we going to use for this? Look at the sides that you're working with. What's your angle that's across from 40? 80. So degrees is always going to go right beside your trig. The side opposite is going to go on the bottom. Can you set this other one up? We don't care about AC because we don't want to know what that is. We could find it if we wanted to. But we want this other one with the X on it. Sine, what always goes right beside your trig? Your degree. And then what's the side opposite? X. I am not going to punch this in the calculator and solve it. You guys need to get that practice at that so you can answer this question by cross multiplying here, hit enter, and then divide by the sine of 80. Okay? Here's an example of creating a picture from a word problem, seeing what's going on, using what you know, assessing what information you have, using what you know to help you solve this problem, and we can find how close those cities are. Okay, take a minute of class time. Actually, we're going to take maybe 3 minutes to set up a picture for number 4 and to give me the setup and use your calculator and solve it.